Vectors and scalars are two terms that you will hear throughout physics class. The key difference is this. A vector is a numerical quantity that tells the magnitude, perhaps 5, and the direction. So an example would be like 5 miles per hour north. A scalar, on the other hand, tells magnitude only. Let's think of some examples. The best example to illustrate this is the idea of speed as opposed to velocity. I like this one particularly because velocity is a vector, they both start with v, and speed is a scalar, they both start with s, so it can help you remember. A velocity would be, like the example I gave, 5 miles per hour north. We see the magnitude, 5 miles per hour, as well as the direction. The speed would simply be 5 miles per hour. Another example of a vector as opposed to a scalar is displacement as opposed to distance. I could say I drove 5 miles to school, whereas my displacement would be 5 miles south. Another key difference that we won't get into too much here, but when we think about distance and displacement, distance is measured along the actual path you traveled. Displacement is just the shortest distance from where you started to where you ended, even if you took a different route to get there. A few other examples of vectors as opposed to scalars. Well, some vector examples: acceleration is a vector, as is force. One specific type of force is weight. Okay. In any of these quantities, velocity, displacement, acceleration, force, weight, all of those need to include not only a numerical answer and the units, but also a direction. Perhaps north, south, east, west, maybe left, right, up, down, 30 degrees from the north, something like that. Scalars do not need to include directions. Other scalars that we will use throughout the year are mass, time. You will see those.